car lengths away from our car, and no matter which lane it travels in, we can always see it through our inside rear view mirror. Now the trailing vehicle has pulled up nearly directly next to our car in the left lane. With the BGE setting, the driver's side mirror shows us the car as it approaches. The same is true for the passenger's side mirror if a vehicle is approaching us in the right lane. By using this setting, you'll never have to take your eyes completely off the road ahead to check for traffic. You've also reduced the amount of glare from headlights when traveling at night.
Okay, Dad, my mirrors are set. Can I please start the car now?
Wait a minute. Aren't you forgetting something?
Oh, right.
Now make sure that it's comfortable. This will keep you securely in place and give you better control of the car when steering. This is the first thing you need to do when you get into the car.
Okay, Dad, I got it. I've only been riding in the car with you for 15 years now.
Whoa, time out. We all know what's going to happen here.
You didn't want to put your
My dad's
seatbelt
going to
on.
freak
How many
out and
times
start
have we told
lecturing
you gotta
Adam.
have your seatbelt on
Adam's
before
going
we
to
go
become
anywhere.
annoyed and roll
That's
his
fundamentals,
eyes.
mister. If you're
Dad's
not gonna
going to
listen,
threaten to
we're
end the
not gonna
lesson
drive
before
today.
he even gets to start the car.
I'm sorry, Dad.
And Adam
I'll
will
cut
offer
the
an
attitude and
insincere
listen.
apology so that he can drive. Every effort should be made to avoid conflicts like this. Adam and my dad each made mistakes. My dad made the first mistake by beginning to lecture Adam. Teens are lectured all day at school. They don't want the same treatment from their parents. Eventually, they'll become annoyed and tune you out. Adam shouldn't have snapped back at my dad, especially by saying that he's watched him for 15 years. So what? Chances are you've watched your parents make mistakes for 15 years. You may have picked up their bad habits. You've seen a lot of driving, but you don't know nearly enough to dismiss your parents. Because you've watched drivers making errors for years, you need to start with the basics, like wearing your seatbelt. My dad stressed wearing a seatbelt with good reason. The stats don't lie. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, 2/3 of all passenger vehicle occupants killed in car crashes weren't wearing seatbelts. Seatbelts reduce the risk of fatal injury by 45%, and teens have the lowest seatbelt use rate of all drivers, with a rate between only 70 and 79%. There's not one good reason not to wear a seatbelt, so be safe and strap up. Hopefully, Dad and Adam have had a chance to calm down by now.
I'm sorry for lecturing and yelling at you. Let's put it behind us and keep on going.
Sounds good, Dad.
Okay, it looks like you're in park. Go ahead and press the brake with your foot and start the car. But before you turn the key the whole way, do you recognize any of those warning lights?
Yeah, that's the warning light for my airbag, and that's the one for my check oil level.
It's not safe to drive a vehicle if you don't know what all the symbols and warning lights mean. Some of the most common symbols include the hood release, the horn, and the front windshield defroster. Some of the most common warning lights include the battery warning light, the low oil pressure warning light, and the seatbelt reminder. Before driving your car, check out your owner's manual for a complete list of all symbols and warning lights. Please take the time to learn these simple symbols and warning lights before driving anywhere. You need to know what they mean so you can take the proper action.
What was that?
Oh, a few books I had in the back seat. They shouldn't even been up here. They should have been in the trunk.
It looks a little rough out there. His initial problems with braking remind me of one of the most important factors of driving: vehicle balance. Vehicle balance refers to the vehicle's weight distribution on the tires. Dramatic shifts in vehicle balance may cause items inside of your car to fly all over the place. These flying objects could easily distract you and interfere with your driving mechanics. That's why you should always keep loose items in your trunk. New drivers typically have difficulty maintaining proper vehicle balance, which results in a large number of accidents. Accelerating, braking, cornering, or any combination of these actions causes a shift in vehicle balance. Watch what happens as I accelerate. Accelerating or releasing pressure from the brake causes vehicle balance to shift towards the rear of the vehicle. When braking or releasing pressure from the accelerator, the weight of your vehicle will transfer to the front. Vehicle balance also shifts from side to side. If you are steering around a turn to the right, you may feel a shift in balance to your left. When steering around a turn to the left, you may feel a shift in balance to your right. You may have already known that your vehicle and body shifts a certain way whenever your car brakes, accelerates, or takes a curve. But what you really need to know is why vehicle balance is so important. Passengers inside your car could get jerked around enough that their heads hit a window or other hard surface in your car. Dramatic shifts in vehicle balance can ultimately lead to loss of control of your vehicle, potentially resulting in serious injury or death.
See, it's not as easy as you might have thought. You need to smooth things out in order to maintain proper vehicle balance.
And how do I do that?
Well, it all starts with proper seating behind the wheel, and I think we've got that pretty much covered. You've got your seatbelt on, your shoulders are square with the steering wheel, and the top of the steering wheel is aligned with your shoulders. And you've allowed at least 10 inches between your body and the steering wheel.
To reduce the risk of injury if the airbag deploys, right?
That's right. Now, do you know where your hand should be on the steering wheel?
At about 10 and 2 or 9 and 3.
Exactly. This improves your steering stability. Proper seating is so important, Adam, because it allows you to comfortably see the road ahead of you and detect shifts in vehicle balance through body movements.
All right. I think I'm ready for another try.
Now hold on, Adam. I noticed a problem with your footing while we were driving around in the parking lot, and I think this is the most obvious reason for your shaky start.
What? It's not like I'm driving with both feet or anything.
No, but you were completely lifting your foot when moving it from the brake to the accelerator and vice versa. Now, go ahead and put your foot on the brake. Now, instead of lifting it, keep the lower half of your foot in place while you pivot back and forth between the brake and the accelerator, using only the upper half of your foot to press the pedals. With this pivoting method, you can make fine adjustments in pedal pressure, eliminating some of your jerkiness.
It feels like a pretty smooth transition.
Exactly. Okay, now cover the brake and go ahead and